Hello, trading is closed on February 8th, 2019, once again till late next week. I'm not playing with all my cards. But let's go over what we said before and make some calls for Monday. We said the pattern was the one with the early low and the late high. We got that. We said this pattern Thursday was basically positive, and unless we gapped and promptly took out these lows, higher prices should print. Well, we gapped and promptly took out the lows, but we got higher prices in the last 5 minutes. And finally, we said if we took out these lows, that would confirm that this high was going to hold. And that's a call I'm not going to stick with, because unless we reverse this early, this is pretty positive action today. During the day, MEJT said this whole afternoon rally is false. Targets 26.95.86, most likely to print Monday. But as always, if we gap up smartly, the call for this to print Monday is off the table, even though it should print at some time. Well, this is a pretty classic reversal signal here. You gap down, hit a series of lower lows, can't hold on to any of them. Not only that, you close over the early high, over this close, and even over this high. So after taking out all these lows, you get a complete reversal, close over all these highs. Unless it's invalidated early by gapping down, which isn't impossible, it should lead to higher prices. Now, Monday's pattern is the one with the early high, but that doesn't mean you won't gap down first. Now, usually when you have a wall like this into the close, it's a negative sign. But when you've been rallying all day long, that negative implication is not there. It's not as if you couldn't have a rally until the last minute. You've been rallying all day long. It doesn't have to reverse. And finally, closing pretty much at the high of the day. On a Friday, it doesn't always work that you reverse from that. When you rally all day like this on a Friday, almost always you're going to continue higher. And if we do continue higher, I think it's unlikely we're going to see the MEJT target, and higher prices should print. This is a number and a time which, according to someone else's system, makes for a good bottom. We still keep saying there should be a top here someplace. This had a good possibility of being it. But if we continue higher, hasn't happened yet, if we continue higher, I'm not convinced this is going to hold, and we still have targets as high as the low 2800s. I think it's impossible to be confident of the wave count here, but this was the old high. You have an ABC with good FEB relationships. If you look at wave B, you have an ABC with good FEB relationships, and you look at the subwave of B, you've got an ABC. If you look at A, you've got ABC. All the FEBs are there. This is a possible low which could stick. If so, we should gap down. Correction. If this low isn't going to stick, if this isn't a low, we should gap down sharply Monday and take this out quickly. Otherwise, all we have to do to show this is going to stick is to gap up, continue higher, in which case I think this is going to be off the table, and in which case the call that this is a plausible place for a high probably isn't going to work either. It's positive action. If it isn't going to work, we should find out early, ideally by gapping down, which you ought to know before the market opens Monday, and that's today's call.